MrBeast is one of the few content creators on YouTube who are considered as drama-free YouTubers. But recently one of MrBeast's friends, Chris Tyson, revealed something to the public about himself that is already having backlash knocking at Jimmy's door, which many have speculated can potentially cost him his very channel. During the year 2022, many MrBeast fans started to question the physical changes that they were noticing in one of MrBeast's crew members, Chris Tyson, who is best known for his roast-like comedic jokes and frequent appearances in most of the MrBeast videos. While interacting with his fans on social media, specifically on his Twitter page, Chris Tyson posted this picture of his hand showing his nails polished in black and blue, with the caption, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Later that week he took to Twitter to share this post where he pointed out the changes in the looks of his facial features from the start of the pandemic in 2020, compared to how he is looking now. Minutes after that he posted an additional post which read, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote, look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport, do you see any resemblance?" To which another Twitter user by the name of Josiah Rises, commented, "You went from man to boy." Then Chris responded by saying, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better." In a video uploaded by MrBeast 3 months ago titled, "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," Chris Tyson appeared in the video wearing feminine clothing, resulting in the video getting comments like this, and with the controversy heating up and getting more popular, many people have started to think that Karl Jacobs, another friend of MrBeast, is the one to blame for Chris's transitioning. However, Karl has always identified as a straight man rather than claiming the opposite, and Chris had already revealed details about his sexuality way before him and Karl Jacobs had ever met. Which begs the question, what could have caused Chris to change his sexual identity? Well, to answer that question, many people took a deep dive into his marriage. Chris was married to Katie, and both gave birth to their son Tucker, and supposedly, while he was married Chris used to post a picture of him and his family, but immediately after getting a divorce his fans started to notice on his Instagram page that he started posting fewer and fewer pictures of him and his wife, and in one of his pictures, fans have also noticed that Chris had removed his wedding ring. After that, he tweeted that he and his wife Katie have been separated for well over a year now, which confirmed that Chris's transition began or started after the end of his marriage. With him getting backlash from his very fans, Chris took to Twitter that he would be taking a break from social media, and later showed up at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards wearing on makeup and dressed in a very feminine fashion. On his return to social media, he stated that he had been doing HRT for 2 months, which is a medical procedure done by an individual in order to transition from one gender to another. To expand on that statement, Chris tweeted another tweet saying, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first-world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies." This prompted a positive and supportive response from both Karl and MrBeast, but however, many of their fans who didn't subscribe to the idea were quick to state their opinions, one of them being Evan, who tweeted, "There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to which then Chris responded by saying, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film, he is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate but are taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him, and in a way, this is for Tucker." After those tweets Chris received positive support from some of his fans saying, "I'm convinced you are an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life. Happy Easter to you and your family. I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision and it's so much easier to be a parental figure when you are not struggling with dysphoria." On the other hand, some of his fans were not having it. "You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty, pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you are depriving him of a father figure?" In a few years look back at this thread and remember that they were never your friends, only yes man cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. To which MrBeast responded, "Opinion irrelevant ratio," and then got a reply back saying, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me but I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly stands by watching a friend ruin his own life." In a stream posted recently titled, "Opening 1000 Mystery Art Boxes," Chris would once again show up wearing feminine clothing, which initiated comments like, "Probably the most awkward stream ever made, and I've never seen Jimmy so disappointed and sad before. Mr. Beast's streams usually have a funny and energetic element to them, but this one was different. To make matters even worse, Chris was also making jokes about Mr. Beast being a female, which made everyone very uncomfortable. The stream was full of awkward moments, with many people saying that Mr. Beast is stuck in a hard situation where he will ultimately have to choose between supporting Chris in the midst of his transition, or leaving him out of his videos for the sake of his fans. Regardless, if he chooses Chris, then he might lose his fanbase, and if he chooses his fanbase, then he might lose his friend Chris. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, then he's getting cancelled, and if he doesn't, then his channel dies for real. It's not actually surprising to see Mr. Beast publicly supporting Chris, as Chris is one of his longtime friends, and many people have said that Chris's jokes are what makes Mr. Beast videos even more entertaining. If you've made it this far in the video, then I'm guessing that there's a higher chance that you are probably one of Mr. Beast's regular viewers, and if that is the case, then tell me, what would you have done if you were in Mr. Beast's shoes? Would you have kicked Chris out of your content, or would you support him as one of your good friends? Leave a comment down below.